Alright, welcome to our video today. We're going to be doing some elapsed time. Aaron is baking a cake. He started baking the cake at 6:30 p.m. If it takes 47 minutes to bake the cake, what time will the cake be finished? Okay, for this problem we need to start at 6:30 and we need to add 47 minutes. Now, one very important thing we need to know is 60 minutes equal 1 hour. If we can remember that, we can solve this pretty easily. Now, I'm going to list my time in a T-chart from 6:30, and I need to go to 47 minutes later. Now, I'm going to add 30 minutes to 6:30 because I know that 30 plus 30 is going to give me my 60 minutes, which is going to give me my next hour. So I'm going to add 30 minutes, and that would leave me at 7 o'clock. Okay, that would be 30 minutes. Now, if I take 47, subtract 30 from it, I would have 17 minutes left. So now I need to add 17 minutes to my 7 o'clock. And I'd be left with 7:17. So in the end, I just simply added 30 minutes to get to the next hour, and then figured out what my leftover time was. Right here, I had 17 minutes left over, and sure enough, my time and my correct response is going to be, it will be finished at 7:17 p.m. Okay, we'll move on to our second one. We have an airplane takes off from Fort Wayne at 11:50 a.m. It arrives in Tampa at 2:45 p.m. How long was the flight from Fort Wayne to Tampa? Now, what I would like for you to do is I'd encourage you to try to solve this on your own, see how you do, and then go ahead and watch the rest of the problem and see if you solved it similar to the way I do. So press pause and come back when you have what you think is the solution. Okay, now that we are back and you've solved it on your own, let's get a chart going so we can figure out this elapsed time. Now, we need to know our starting time, and according to the problem, up here you'll see 11:50 is when we started our flight. So I'm going to put the hours here, the minutes over here. And what I'd like to do is eventually I have to get to our time right here of 2:45 p.m. So I'm going to write that at the bottom, 2:45. Okay, I need to figure out how much time has passed until 2:45 or how long our flight took. The next thing I'd like to do is figure out how many full hours until 2:45, or getting as close as I can without going over that. So I'm going to go to 12:50. That would have been an hour. Let's go 1:50. That'd be the next hour. And then if you noticed, if I went to 2:50, it's actually be too far. Okay, a couple ways you could do this. Some of you would like to go to 2:50 and then take away 5. That's probably a really quick way, and definitely use that if you know how to do that. But I'm going to go one step. I'm going to go a little bit slower than that. So I'm going to say, okay, this is 1 hour here. This is 2 full hours. So this took 2 hours from 11:50 to 1:50. That was 2 hours. All right, so I'm left at 2:50. I still have some time left. Now we're going to go over to the minute side, and I'm going to add 10 minutes to this. Some of you know why I did this. Part of the reason I did this was because we know that 60 minutes equals 1 hour. And we said that just a minute ago. So now if you notice here on the side, I added 10 minutes. Okay, plus 10, and that's going to get me a 2 o'clock time if I add 10 minutes. So I'm at 2 o'clock. Now you might look at this and know exactly how many minutes it's going to take to get to 2:45. I'm going to look at it and I'm going to write this down in case you're not sure. From here to 2:45, from 2 o'clock to 2:45, just look at the minutes, and we have 45 minutes. Okay? Now if I take my minutes and I combine them, I'm going to do that right here. 45 plus 10 minutes equals 55 minutes. Okay? And if I take my hours, and there's really nothing to combine because I already figured those out, that was 2 hours. I'm going to combine it over here, my 2 hours, 2 hours, and now I have it. The question up here says, how long was the flight from Fort Wayne to Tampa? Well, I have all my information right over here on the side. So now I'm going to write it was 2 hours and 55 minutes. How did you do? Alright, we have Arian makes a trip to his grandma's house. He left at 8:05 a.m. and stopped for lunch at 11:30 a.m. After he finished lunch at 12:15 p.m., he continued for another 2 hours and 55 minutes. What time will Arian arrive at his grandma's house? Okay, I have my chart drawn. I need to go from 8:05 until lunch, so that was 11:30. So I'm going to go 9:05. I'm going to go 10:05, and I'm going by every hour here, and then I can still go to 11:05. Okay, but if I went to 12:05, that'd be while he's still eating lunch. So I need to figure out right now how many minutes are going to be from 11:05 to 11:30. Well, on this problem, you can do 30 and take away 5 minutes from 30, and that's going to give me 25 minutes. So they'll be right here. There'll be 25 minutes, and over here you'll see 1, 2, 3 hours. So it took 3 hours, 25 minutes as we drove to get to lunch. And then we didn't start back up until 12:15. So at 12:15, we started moving again on the road, and we went for 2 hours, 55 minutes. The question tells us what time, right here, what time will Arian arrive at his grandma's house? Well, in all actuality, we didn't have to figure out any kind of time over here, because the only thing the question wants to know is what's missing down here. We already know that at 12:15 he started back on the road. What we don't know yet is our 2 hours and 55 minutes, what time we arrived. So all this is good over here, but we really didn't even have to do that. But let's go ahead and check it out. Again, if you think you've been able to get this far, go ahead and press pause. See if you can come up with what time he will arrive at his grandma's house. Alright, now that you are ready to check it out, I'm going to go my full hours first. I always like to do my full hours, so let's do our 2 hours. So if we go from 12:15 to 1:15, it's 1 hour, to 2:15, that's 2 hours. So this would be our 2 hours right here. Alright, we've already finished this section right there. We don't need that anymore. We need 55 minutes. Now, I do know that if we're at 2:15 and we add another 45 minutes, because I remember there are 60 minutes in an hour, 15 plus 45 is going to give me my next hour. So, I'm going to write that over here. That would be 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, another 45 minutes. Now, I need to think of it this way. 55 minutes minus 45 that I just used. Right now here, over here on the side, I just used 45. Would end up giving me 10 minutes that I still need to travel before I arrive at Grandma's house. So I need to now add my 10 minutes, and I'd be left with 3:10. Now I also want you to think of it over here. You'll see my 45 and my 10 minutes is 55 minutes together, which is the minute section up here that I needed to add. So my final response, it says, what time will Arian arrive at Grandma's house? It's going to be 3:10 p.m. How did you do this one? Well, hopefully this video will help you, give you a little strategy of kind of keeping things organized in a chart. And the more you do these, the better you get. The more you know that 60 minutes is in an hour. If you memorize that, that will help you as a guideline for a lot of these problems. Okay, until next time, see ya.